Hi, and welcome to Ask Bishop Zac. So, this is where we ask Bishop Zac a number of questions to do with life, faith, family, and society. Today, we'll kick off with a question from Job. Job asks the question, why would God allow COVID 19, a pandemic of this magnitude?
It's a very good question. It's the kind of question I've asked myself over the years. Because I guess the real issue about COVID-19 is the magnitude of suffering it causes, the depth of suffering, the trauma. But I guess for me, I have asked those questions about similar. I've grappled with the whole question of slave trade, the millions of Africans who died both on the African soil. Historical records tell us 20 million plus, those who died on the ships. I have asked similar questions about Hitler's extermination of the Jews, 6 million. Why would God allow a Hitler to lead a country and bring such magnitude? I mean, we could ask similar questions about natural disasters and on. I guess two things to say first is that the value is that the question is asked. Because I think it's possible to go through life and ignore these questions. The second thing I think to say for me is that it actually challenges us to inquire into and seek to understand who God really is and what life in the world, in the light of who God is about. Therefore helps us to inquire into, seek to know God, the world, and what our life really is. And I think while acknowledging that there are questions in life that are very difficult for us to answer, and that's another thing that I've come to understand, that there will be many questions I ask in life for which I may not have conclusive answers. But maybe the benefit of the question is what they do to me, to us, in seeking to know who God is and what He does in the world. So, for example, the one thing that comes very, very clear to me is the extent, the fact that this COVID-19 pandemic is across, it affects all the world. I mean, it says something about the possibility of something that, of a magnitude that covers. So really, faith in God who created the heavens and the earth is reasonable.
Yes.
It is reasonable. So therefore you ask, if a virus can take over the world this way, what does it say about God, what He does with His world, what He does with His world? What does it say about people? The second thing I see is, of course, how it's affected people differently. There are people that, for whose lives were really more or less a permanent lockdown. I think of the hundreds of thousands of mothers who died giving birth. Many more have died in my country because of COVID-19. But look, they were dying in their large numbers. I think of the literally millions of children who don't see their fifth age birth,
Yes.
because they died before they are 5 years old. I could go on. And so for me, in asking about who God is, I also must ask the question, what then does privilege, the fact that I can ask that question is a privilege, what does that impose upon me in my responsibility given to me by God in responding especially to those for whom life has been totally a lockdown? And so opening my eyes to my community, opening my eyes to the world, opening my eyes to the inequalities of the world, to the devastation of those especially who mostly suffer in this. So, in answer to your question,
Yeah.
I want to admit it's a difficult question to answer, and I want to say there are many questions in life we may not answer. But I suggest that what this question gives us is the opportunity to inquire into, to seek to know who God is and what our responsibility in the world is in the light of what we are discovering about who God is.
Amen. Thank you very much, Bishop Zac. That was, I think, really a lot of food for thought in as far as who God is. Give us your comments, give us your thoughts on this video. We'd also want to hear from you if you have other questions to do with faith, life, family, society. Please throw them our way. We're really eager to sort of engage his brain on these issues. Thank you very much and goodbye.